was shot dead unexpectedly by my best friend after I discovered she was stealing money from me. My name is Selena Quintanilla. I had my life taken away by Yolanda Saldivar, my manager for my boutiques and fan club. It all started in January 1995, when my father began receiving calls from fans who had purchased memberships for my fan club and received nothing, wondering where the money was going. He began an investigation. That's when he discovered my manager had stolen more than $30,000 by forging checks from both the fan club and the boutiques. That's when my father banned her from having contact with me, but I knew I couldn't lose contact with her because she still had bank and financial records that I needed for tax season. I tried to get the records from her, but she delayed handing them over by claiming she had been physically and sexually assaulted in Mexico. Being concerned, I took her to a medical clinic to get her checked out and examined, but it only prolonged things further as the doctor only gave her a brief examination and said she would need to be checked at a San Antonio clinic since she is a San Antonio resident. That same day, I met up with her in her motel room at Days Inn. At the motel, I demanded she hand me the financial papers, and that's when Yolanda grabbed a gun from her purse and pointed it at me. Being scared for my life, I tried my hardest to run away. I was shot once on my shoulder. Out of adrenaline, I kept running towards the lobby, leaving a trail of blood. I collapsed on the floor as the clerk called emergency services. Yolanda attempted to flee the scene by leaving in her pickup truck. She finally surrendered after an almost 10-hour standoff with the police. Meanwhile, I was rushed to the hospital as doctors tried their absolute hardest to revive me. After an hour of surgery, I was pronounced dead from blood loss and cardiac arrest from the gunshot wound. Yolanda Saldivar will be eligible for parole next year, on March 30th. What do you think about this?
The deadliest creature on Earth lurks in the waters of the Pacific Ocean polluted with nuclear waste. This diver witnessed the impossible, exploring beneath the depths. In 2011, huge nuclear power plants were built in Japan to produce energy sources for the country. However, a tsunami occurred, contaminating the majority of the Pacific Ocean and environment with radioactive particles. Marshall Baker, a professional diver, wanted to explore the chilling depths of this ocean. He set out for sea and put on his scuba diving set, exploring below the ocean. Moments later, he witnessed strange fish and creatures which were larger than normal. 20 minutes later, he witnessed something terrifying. A giant mutated megalodon in front of him. Marshall managed to record it on his GoPro, but was unable to capture the true size this creature was. He was in shock at what he had just discovered. As he ventured deeper, he noticed something very large coming towards him. He quickly pressed his underwater signaling device to call for help, but it was too late. A 80-foot megalodon appeared in front of him, ripping him apart. 1 hour later, the search and rescue team arrived, but all they found was his GoPro, which surprisingly managed to capture the footage of this shark. The video is very disturbing to watch, but if you want to see the images, comment "mutated megalodon."